Welcome to In Your Business. I'm your host, Chelsea Schneider. From business gatherings to weddings and celebrations, Graze Craze offers a unique way to cater your next event. We caught them at their ribbon cutting, welcoming them to Shelby Township.
At Graze Craze, we specialize in boards, charcuterie boards and boxes. We can do pickle boxes. We make our own pickles in-house. We do a bread box, which is 21 slices of our premium bread. As far as the charcuterie boards go, we can do anywhere from a keto board, a vegetarian board, a classic board. That's our Gone Grazy Classic has your basic meat, cheese, bread, crackers, fresh fruits, veggies. All the dips we do in-house. Dips, jams, and hummus. Like our classic hummus, we have a classic garlic hummus. We do a roasted red pepper hummus. We do a roasted red beet hummus. We do a lemon mayo, cottage cheese dill dip. All those dips are made in-house, and those really make the board stand out because of the flavor. Yeah, so we originally owned the Graze Craze in Okemos, Michigan, and then we heard this one was coming up for due ownership, and we were fortunate enough to take a part in bidding on it and getting it. It's a beautiful area. We've passed numerous luxury, beautiful homes. This looks like a great residential and business area, so we're just happy and proud to be here. Our hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we do deliver for free any order over $50 within a 20-mile radius of the store. We are open on Sundays due to catering requests that we have. We are available to be open on Sundays, and we are available as well for catering requests prior to business or after business hours. With the catering, anything over a couple of large boards, 48 hours, fantastic. If you have a big wedding coming up, or let's say a graduation party or something like that, you can give us a week's notice. That's perfect. We can plan, prep, and staff for it accordingly. We have a little fridge here that has our little individual charcuterie cups. We also have our individual grab and grazes that are pre-made that they can just stop in and grab them. If they're sold out at the time, it only takes 5 or 10 minutes to whip one of those up for a customer. We're just happy to be in Shelby Township, and we're happy to own 2 stores and just to go out there and promote Graze Craze. We have a wonderful product, it's delicious, and we hope people enjoy it.
If you would like more information on Graze Craze, call 586-480-1125 or go to grazecraze.com/Shelby-Township-MI. A longtime favorite hardware store, Great Lakes Ace of Shelby Township, is helping Ace test out a new future for their stores. Let's take a look.
2, 1,
So this store is part of the Ace Hardware plan for the future of how our stores will look, and it's called an E3 design, and what it does is feature all of our best brands in the categories that we're most famous for: grilling, painting, outdoor power, and lawn and garden. And as you come into the store, you'll see all of the brand names that you would most want for your home and for your projects at home. So we feature Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg in the grilling department. In the hardware department, you're going to find Milwaukee, DeWalt, Ego, Steel. In the paint department, you're going to find Benjamin Moore, you're going to find Cabot Stains, you're going to find Minwax, you're going to find Magnolia Home Paint. In the lawn and garden, you're going to find a variety of Scott's products, and they're all clearly signed to make it easier for the shopper to come in and identify what they're looking for and where it is in the store. So the way the new design is, many people come in and think we've expanded the store, and it's really just the same square footage. We've just redesigned how the product is displayed and how it flows. And so it looks much bigger, makes it easier to shop, makes it easier to find the things that you want, and some of the things that you didn't know you wanted until you saw them. Kevin Bacon, who's the general manager here at the Shelby Township store, and his entire team have worked tirelessly for the last 3 months to get the store situated and ready to go. But it is the same great service, the same deep knowledge to be able to help customers find what they need and answer their questions. Someone earlier today said, I don't just come here to shop, I come here to get my problems solved.
You can find out more about Great Lakes Ace by calling 586-739-6900 888-888-6570 or check out their website at greatlakesace.com. Welcome back. Joining us now is Deputy Fire Marshal Brian Werner. Brian, thank you for being here with us today.
You're welcome.
So one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about is that a lot of people in our community hear us say time and time again that Shelby Township has become one of the best places to live in Macomb County. And I think everyone knows that that is in part to our public safety, both the police department and the fire department. And our fire department does a wonderful job in making sure that our residents are safe, that they know what's going on. And we hear everybody talk about, our multiple fire stations, our advanced life support EMS, our different specialty teams like hazmat and technical rescue. And one of the things that Chief Pierce touched on during our State of the Township is that in his mind, and in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of our residents' minds, we have one of the best fire prevention teams here in Macomb County.
We also have what I would say is probably the leader in Macomb County, if not the state, in our fire prevention division. Everyone saw what happened in Clinton Township a couple of weeks ago. Very unfortunate. They had the storage of the nitrous oxide and butane. 2 weeks prior to that, one of our inspectors was out and doing an annual inspection, found over 260,000 plus of the little nitrous oxide, sometimes they call them whippets, little canisters, and butane. They had to remove them all from the basement. That's what stops it. Fire prevention goes out there to make sure all the buildings are safe. And a little secret with that is they're there to make sure the firefighters are safe. Everyone's running out of the building where our firefighters are going in, and we want them to have the best possible outcome. So making sure that the aisles are clear and that type of thing. People don't think about that. It's to protect the firefighters, definitely the public, but we're going in to try and save and rescue people. So that's why they're out there making sure everything is safe.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about what our fire prevention team is and what they do?
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. In the last 10 years, we built our fire prevention division to be one of the best in the county. We are very interactive with our business owners, property owners. We are involved from ground up footprint with new construction. We do our annual inspections where we go out to anything that is considered an assembly, like restaurants, churches, etc., along those lines, and make sure that their fire suppression system is up to date and it's been annually inspected, making sure their fire extinguishers, exit signs, emergency lights, that they're working on battery backup, and making sure the doors operate properly, open and close, that they're the right poundage so that if they're elderly or kids, they can get out if they need to in an emergency. Part of our job is to prevent those emergencies, to make sure people are aware of, not keeping combustible things like cardboard boxes, etc., stacked up next to a heater or furnace or anything like that. Part of the other thing we do is, part of my job is to interact with them on a community risk reduction level to go out and teach. This morning I was out teaching fire education at tutor time. We practice fire drills with the schools. We practice fire drills and accountability drills with our industrial corridor. So it's not just, being an inspector, it's being neighborly with our businesses that provide economy into our township.
So one of the inspections that you touched on, and as someone who is either a current business owner or a potential business owner here in Shelby Township, I know that you guys do an inspection called the annual fire and life safety inspection. Can you tell us a little bit about what people would need to know in regards to that inspection, whether they're already a current business owner or they're looking to start a business here in the township?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, what I touched on already, they need to have anything fire related, whether it's fire extinguisher, fire suppression, or alarm system, needs to have an annual inspection on it. So part of our job is to go out and make sure that those inspections were done by a qualified company that is working in the township based on our criteria of what they need to have to work in the township. And then we go out, verify that it was done. If they have a restaurant, making sure that there's not too much grease built up. So that's all part of that annual inspection. Making sure that their hood and duct system for the cooking lineup suppression system has its biannual inspection done on it. That's very important in restaurants, especially where they produce a lot of grease. Grease-laden vapors are the number one reason you have a fire in a kitchen.
So as a business owner, what would the process of reaching out to the fire department and setting up these inspections look like?
Well, we do them periodically. We call them periodic inspections, even though they're annual inspections, because if you set a time frame, then they can take care of all their little issues that they think they have, whether it's a blocked door or they're stacked too high to the ceiling in storage. So we like to just go out and randomly inspect on a yearly basis. We have a phenomenal computer program that tells us when the last time we were at a business. Through education, communication with our business owners, in the last 10 years, we've gotten it to the point where we don't have that many issues because we've educated them along. So when I go meet someone, I try not to take up too much of their time, but I like to educate them on, hey, don't block your doors. Don't, if you see something, say something. If your fire extinguishers are all missing, there's an issue. Why are they all missing, right? So it's more of a process of educating them rather than just doing an inspection.
Right. So in my mind, when I look at inspections, I kind of think of it as like a test, right? And everyone likes to pass their tests. And we just heard you say that in Shelby Township, we've gotten to the point where a lot of our businesses are passing these inspections now. And that's a great thing because obviously safety comes first and foremost. For someone who is looking to get these inspections started with you and wants to, try to cross all their T's and dot all their I's before the department gets there, what would you say are some of the most common fails that you would have for your inspections so that can be something that people can try to help prepare for and then they can pass their tests?
Yeah, so the number one thing is, and especially in our older buildings, is exit signs and emergency lights not working on battery backup. That is like the number one thing. So through time, a lot of that has gotten corrected, but there's still some older buildings out there where new businesses are moving in, and hopefully when we get the certificate of zoning from the building department after they've filed all of that stuff, then I usually meet with them, walk the building with them, show them the different things that they're going to need to have done for fire and life safety, and then if there are any issues, have them corrected at that time. So that way when they open the doors, they're 100% ready to go.
And then segueing out of inspections a little bit, one of the other programs that I know that our fire prevention team has is a knockbox program. Can you tell me what the knockbox program is?
The knockbox is a way for us, our fire fighting division, to be able to get into a building after hours. There's a key, the key business owner's key in there, and then we are the only ones that have a key to the knockbox. Police department doesn't have a key to it, nobody else, and it's very specific to our township or another city if they have that program. So say an alarm comes in the middle of the night and it's a water flow alarm. Our guys get there, they don't see anything obvious, so we don't need to force entry. We can simply take the key out of the knockbox, get into the business, leave them a note, hey, we were here, or contact them and have them meet us there, and then get in without doing any damage by forcing a door.
And then that's something that you would want people to register for so that before the fire department gets called out, they would be made aware of that, correct?
Absolutely, especially on suppressed buildings, because that's typically where you're going to get a false alarm at. You might get a little burp in the fire suppression system where it'll trip the alarm real quick. Then that alarm is monitored by a monitoring company, then they call our dispatch sends us out, and then we get there. So definitely on suppressed buildings. If it's a non-suppressed, non-monitored building, more than likely when you get a 911 call for a fire, it's truly going to be a fire.
And then in also talking about the fire department having access to knowledge before they're dispatched out to something, I know that our fire department is at least the first in Macomb County. I'm not sure about the rest of the state of Michigan, but we are now utilizing a program called Community Connect. Can you explain that for me?
Yeah, Community Connect is part of our new software program that we have. Businesses, residents alike can go in, set up an account, log in, and then put any information they think they would like us to have. They can put as much or as little, and it can be whether it's a dangerous chemical, you have a disabled person, what section of the building that they work in, which makes it easier for us to help them. I've kind of coined the phrase, be your own hero, and that's kind of what it's about, is being your own hero. You know, with that information, we can, on our software program, on the way to the call, look up, okay, yep, they have a Community Connect account, they have a disabled person in the back bedroom, or we have pets, or I have my pet at my workplace, or which a lot of people do. You know, or we have very bad chemicals in this back room. So for us, it's getting ahead of the game before we get there to know exactly what we need to do outside of either fight a fire or whatever emergency we got called for.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today.
You are welcome.
That's all for this edition of In Your Business. We'll see you next time.